Here's the situation. The Smoky Mountain short-term rental market has changed. Not collapsed, it's changed. But if you're still running a cabin on the 2021 assumptions and the 2025 numbers, they're gonna tell you a different story. My name is Darius. I run RPM Marble City, a property management franchise serving Knox, Blount, Sevierville counties, Loudoun, and all of East Tennessee. I've helped more than 50 investors in this market understand what their numbers actually look like. Today, we're gonna go through an intelligence on the ground, what a short-term rental data is showing you right now, and what a move to Knoxville for long-term rentals actually looks like when you rent it honestly. Let's get into it. Here's what's on the ground in the Smoky Mountain market. Active short-term rental listings, 7,500 in Gatlinburg, over 4,500 in Pigeon Forge, and about 13,000 in Sevierville. Some of these submarkets have seen listing counts grow 5 times over since 2015. 5 times. Same destination, 5 times the competition. When the supply grows that fast, the demand doesn't keep pace, and one thing happens, the rate come down. Average daily rates in Gatlinburg as of mid-2025 down close to 5% year over year, monthly revenue down a similar amount. Fall 2025 occupancy was running around 52%. That means roughly 1 out of every 2 nights on your calendar is sitting empty. Some of the data puts average gross annual revenue in Sevierville County around $87,000. That number can look solid until you look at what happens between gross and net. This is where most owners haven't run the honest math. Every booking needs a professional cleaning, and in this market, that's $125 to $250 per stay. Not monthly, but every single turnover. If your cabin has a hot tub, and most competitive listings in this market do, Sevierville County requires a drain and refill after every checkout. That's $30 to $100 a month added to your electric bill for the hot tub chemicals and the filter changes on top of that. Not on city water or sewer, well pump replacement every 10 to 15 years, $1,000 to $1,500. Septic pumping on a separate cycle. Log cabin exterior staining runs $5,000 to $8,000 per job, every 5 to 10 years depending on exposure. HVAC replacement around $7,500. And if your property sits outside of cable coverage, which a lot of the mountain properties do, reliable internet runs $50 to over $100 a month. None of this is unusual for a mountain property, but when your daily rate is also compressing year over year, every one of these line items changes your net number faster than you'd expect. That's the terrain you're operating in right now. Now look at the other side of this. Knoxville MSA apartment occupancy, 95.6% of Q4 of 2024, projected to climb closed 97% through 2025. That's one of the highest sustained occupancy rates in the country. Median effective rent in the Knoxville area hit around $1,485 a month in Q4 of 2024, up 62% over the prior 4 years. Rent growth is forecasted at around 3.5% for 2025. Out in Loudoun County, along the Lake Corridor or West Knoxville, advertising rents are running in the $2,100 to $2,300 range. The population numbers are moving in the same direction in Knox County. Added over 5,000 residents in the last 2 years. Blount and Loudoun County each added over 1,000. People are coming here, and for a lot of them, buying is still out of reach. That keeps rental demand tight. Here's what operational comparison actually looks like day to day. Short-term rental professional clean-outs every 2 to 3 days, hot tub drains and refills every checkout, per booking turnover costs year-round, heavy maintenance exposure, revenue that moves with the seasons, and 5,000 competing listings. Long-term rental, 1 professional clean between tenants, typically every 12 to 18 months. No per booking turnover, no hot tub protocols at every checkout, and a tenant who is responsible for day-to-day under the terms of the lease. Predictable monthly income from a market sitting at a near full occupancy. Operational weight drops significantly. The cash flow becomes something you can actually plan around. When I work with an investor on a move like this, we start with a full analysis. We look at your actual STR performance, the annual average, not your best month, and compare it to what properly screened long-term tenant generates in Knox, Blount, or Loudoun counties. After all those fees and operating costs, you get to see the real numbers before any decision is made. That's the same standard I ran in the Air Force. You don't execute the migration until the analysis is complete and the risk is understood. You don't move until you know the destination is stable. The same principle applies here. The Smoky Mountains STR market isn't done. The easy years have passed. A deliberate move into a market with a near full occupancy and steady rent growth is the smarter play. If you want to run those numbers on your specific property, I offer a free consultation. We look at what you're currently generating and what a Knoxville area long-term rental would realistically produce, and whether the move makes financial sense for you or your situation. And if it doesn't, I'll tell you directly. The link to schedule that is right below this video. And if you want to understand the legal side of a long-term rental management in Tennessee, the lease requirements, the eviction timelines, and what most landlords get wrong before the first tenant ever moves in, that video is right here. Your investment deserves a clear look at the numbers. Let's take it together.